I really wouldn't recommend that you go to the RT4 Bikefest if you're thinking about it. Now, at the same time, you're going to say, well, Ronnie, you run an event, so you're just saying that. I'm completely confident that there's enough people for all the events, so I'm not worried about you going to this event over that event. I like the fact if someone's going to like another festival, because it means there's a place that I can go outside of my own event. But the RT4 Fest, to me, it's like such a lack of vision on the part of the founders. Well, initially it was founded by someone else, and there's been drama over the years. The things that I don't like about it is that there's always been constant drama over the years. There's not really been proper... There's no ability to control it. There's no ability to control what happens. There's not really any ability to set an agenda. There's not really a space, a place that people come together independently of the outside world and actually have time to immerse themselves in a different lifestyle. It's just a bunch of people who, you know, some of them eat at KFC, some of them just want to go to the restaurant, a whole bunch of them don't do any exercise and anything else. Want to come together, some people want to come to it and make money off other people, which would be like if you'd put on an event and someone came to you and said, I would like to sell something at the event, then you can set it up like, well, let's see what you want to sell. Okay, I like that. It's in line with an event. I think people will like it, and you can sell it, but you either need to pay to be a vendor, or you give some proceeds back to the festival from your sales. So you can be in control of that situation. So if someone comes and tries to make money off you, then it can be done in a fair way. But if you set up an event and a festival, then someone comes along and makes money off it, that is really, I can totally see why people get pissed off by someone coming along and selling t-shirts and all that. And it's something that you've brought hundreds of people to, and you've not asked anyone for any money. So I really totally feel that. But I think there's a lack of vision, there's a lack of organisation. I think that the fact that it's free does not make it good. This is something that people don't get. Free doesn't mean good. Free isn't good for the people going, and it's not good for the people organising. It's not good for anything. And it's something that you've really got to learn, I think, in life. If when you start to understand, you know, we're all part of the human world here. We're all part of this big system or whatever. And you trying to get freebies all your life off people and trying to give freebies to people never helps anyone. Because the people that get attracted are people that just want to get something for free. It's never the people that actually want to do it. They're just financially in a bad way. You know, it's never those people that actually turn up. What turns up is people who are not really all that interested, but it's a free thing. It's just like it's like anything in life. You know, if you can't. You have to make something of value and then set it at the right price, and then try and get a good gathering of people to turn up and respect the event and respect the people that organise it and everything else, and have rules and have all that. It's just a part of human nature. You can't just have a hangout in a park and think that with 200, 300 people and think that bad things aren't going to happen. You don't have any control. So the people that are going there, for a start, there's nothing really organised. There's nothing really like what's put on. Where's your food? Where's your stuff? You know, where do you live? Oh, you have to sort that all out yourself. You know, it's like, okay, it's an adventure and life's an adventure, but there's just nothing. You have to focus on all that stuff. What people are really looking for is like the education. I really just it annoys me that people get to go vegan and think that's it. And you see these people that have went to RT4 Festival and Harley and Freely have like a lot to teach people about nutrition and health and fitness, but these people go in, they just want to hang out with people and leave, don't get the learning or the education, don't actually change their lifestyle, don't get immersed in a new lifestyle, and they leave and go back to like a junky vegan diet or some other bad thing. And these people are going to go back Some of them could potentially be the kind of people that eventually think, oh, I've got a deficiency or something, and start eating meat again. And because they've never really taken in the education, like, you know, eat a healthy vegan diet, which I like to promote fruit, and fruit is the main thing. But even the plant-based approach with some cooked food and everything is obviously a lot healthier than the standard. But a lot of people aren't really getting that education. Some of us forget how much education we've had from the fact that we've been to many events, studied under proper, really good speakers and teachers, you know, been with people that have been doing it 20, 30 years, asked them questions over and over, been on the forum, read their books, watched all the interviews. We've been in this hours and hours and hours of education, whether it's the best thing or the absolute accurate thing, who knows, but we've immersed ourselves and we've been to the events. But a lot of people are coming into this new, and if they go to the RT4 Fest, they're not getting that experience of immersion. They're not getting around people that really know what they're talking about. They're not getting pointed towards, listen to this guy, listen to these people, these are the people you should learn from, they've been doing it the longest, they've been doing it the best, getting the best results. You're not getting that vibe, I feel, you know. So I don't feel, the one thing I think the founders should do so much more for their community, and could do so much more. I know that they don't like organising things and putting that work in and all the rest of it, but they could get a team of people or someone to do that, and they could really make it something epic. I think they probably will eventually do that, because they'll hate the fact that year after year they get people kind of mooching off them, or trying to make money off them, or doing all this kind of stuff. So I don't see long term it fitting into that kind of format. At the same time, turning it into the bike thing, you know, I know my friend Jackson made a video, and Jackson didn't like the fact that it was turned into a bike festival, because it's not really something he was into, or his girlfriend wasn't into cycling, sorry. Well, you know, and Harley was saying, well, it was always a bike festival. Well, what even, you know, this is just another, like, you can learn cycling anywhere. This is the special thing about this, is not surely the cycling aspect of it. Surely this is the special thing. Obviously that's part of the lifestyle they promote, but surely the difference is getting people an education about a healthy vegan diet and lifestyle. And the bike part of it will get that certain kind of person to come, the cyclist. But really, there's plenty of cyclists that aren't vegan or anything else. So does that mean it turns into, what is it, a vegan bike fit? Who knows? I'm not really sure. But basically my point is, the event is not organised. I don't think it's organised for your best interest. I think it's organised so that the people who are running it can get away with doing as little work as possible, apart from like hyping it up and building drama and like doing a great job at hyping it up, and then people turn up and they're sitting in a park, and it's like, okay, well, what are we doing the rest of the day? Are we going to a restaurant or something? And did you hear that talk? No, I wasn't really listening. You know, no one's. Is there any kind of motivation? Is there any leadership? There's just it just seems like there's a lack of that. And there's a potential for it to be so much better. I don't think it's a great place for you to go and learn. I'm not a particularly huge fan of Chiang Mai. You know, I've been there a couple of times, and it's you know, it's like really good weather, good fruit. I don't think it's like a special place. I don't think it's got a particularly it's like a little kind of busy little city, I guess, little town. With the occasional park, with a little bit of greenery, and there's a mountain, and it's not like an amazing setting. It's not like going up to the camp in Woodstock, where you're just secluded in this kind of magical place by a lake, beautiful nature all around, trails. That is like a magical vibe, you know, and I just don't think Chiang Mai in that setting really has that vibe. But if you're just looking for a place to live and hang out, great. But as a retreat, as a holiday away, it's okay. You know, it's got, like my friend does the Fruit Winter Festival, and they rent out a place, and they go on tours and they do stuff every day, and it's all organised, and that's great from that perspective, and that's great from doing it like that. But as just a kind of coming here, like it's not this idyllic, amazing thing. I don't know. It's just a thought on that. So I don't think the location is is very. I don't think it's particularly impressive a place for an event or a retreat. Without if you're just like saying let's all hang out here, because there's only like this one small park, basically, and there's, I don't know, the university grounds in a few places. What else? Thoughts? Yeah, this is a big thing that you don't know if that event's gonna even happen, and I really feel that like anything can happen between now and then, and the event's cancelled, and it wouldn't be out of place for them to do that. It wouldn't be that shocking because Freely has done that before, where she just decided not to turn up the first year, and you can just imagine that happening. You can imagine something happening, or people annoy them online or something, and they just decide to cancel it, and meanwhile all these people have bought flights and they don't really care, they just move on to the next bunch of people or whatever. And who cares about the people they used to be friends with? So you don't know what's going to happen. It's not like a particularly organised thing. It's not a great place for learning. People aren't going in there coming out lives changed. They're coming out and going back to KFC and all that stuff, unfortunately. A lot of people were trying to, even though Harley and Freely weren't ever trying to profit off it, other people were trying to profit from it, and that's a problem, because then you've got no control of that. I don't know much about this guy who started the vegan festival. I can't really comment on all these things, but it's just a recipe for a disaster at some point. It's a recipe for problems. There's a hint of like violence about it. There's a hint of something nasty could happen. So I would actually be fearful for people's personal safety to some extent if if the wrong type of crowd turns up, if the wrong kind of person were to show up. I mean, you would think that wouldn't happen. You would think that would be totally out of this world to happen, but you just never know. You just never know what kind of people turn up in what kind of state or whatever. So that's a whole bunch of thoughts on it. I really think it's not going to be the best productive use of your time if you're looking to learn about a healthy vegan diet and everything else. If you're just looking, as many people want to do, to meet your online heroes, then of course then it's the place to go. And they've got a lot to teach. It's just they're not bothering to do it in an organised, proper fashion that people could really benefit from. I don't agree or believe in everything they say, but there's very little that I don't agree with what they say, and the bits that I don't quite respond to aren't really that important, maybe, or are kind of very small things, but they could give a lot more to people and make something a lot more epic, I think, and everyone would benefit more from it, and it would be a much more special experience. I just think they maybe need to develop a greater vision of what they could potentially do. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I know that people might say, "Well, you're just saying that because you've got you've got your own event and you're like jealous," and I really feel like it's funny. Like I know there's still thousands of people in my country that would want to come to my event that still haven't even heard about it. So I'm not worried about if people are going to this festival or that festival like this. I think there's plenty of people in this movement. It's growing rapidly. More and more people are coming in. So I'm not trying to go down. Go down. I'm not trying to go down on that. I'm not trying to put that festival down, but I think it's quite obvious to me from my experience of going to things that the less organisation, the less structure, the less preparation, the worse it is for the people, for everyone involved. The worse, the less of an experience it is. So that's why I wouldn't really recommend it. I also don't like all the drama that's always created around it, and you just don't know what's going on or what will happen, or people's personal safety and everything. It's just nothing can be monitored, you know. And who's going to start turning up? Are you going to start getting lots of crazy vegan activists, anarchists, I don't know, whatever, crazy people turning up with drugs and drinking? You know, you say, oh, these people aren't welcome, but you can't stop people from turning up, you know, unless you've actually got it organised like that. You've got a venue, you've got some kind of system in place. You can't stop people from coming and hanging out, and you just don't know who's going to be there. And so that is my thoughts on it, and I hope anyone that goes there has a great time and that it's all safe, it all works out. I just don't predict a great success for it, and I wouldn't wholeheartedly recommend it. And I can recommend almost any other event I've been to. And actually, I've never been to that one, but I've been to Chiang Mai. I've obviously watched it. I've had friends went and everything else, and it just confuses me when when I saw some of my friends going to it and talking about going to it. I'm just like, I don't think that's going to be the experience you think it's going to be. You know, I really don't think it's going to be the experience you think. But I hope you do get out to something this year. If you're looking to change your lifestyle, getting around people is really important. Getting around people that have changed. And it looks like it's a great event. If you're a vegan cyclist and you want to be around other cyclists and that, then that's the place to go. So you take your chances, you have your own journey and everything else. I hope that some people have got something out of this video. I've been to a whole bunch of events, and I just don't I don't like the way that one's going, or how it's seems to be falling apart. And I don't like the idea that people will get caught up in that, or will buy tickets and then it's cancelled, or you know, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.